Have he asked you to give up something that you loved? Notice this was the son that Abraham loved. It wasn't Ishmael, the product of Abraham and Hagar. It was Isaac, the son of his old age. It was the son that he waited 25 years to receive. It was the son that he had when he was 100 years old. It was his miracle son. It was the son that he had prayed for and believed God for. It was the son that God had promised him. And God said, Abraham, I want you to take the miracle and I want you to give it back to me. I want to show you something. You see what happens with us? A lot of times when God challenges us to sacrifice, you know what we'll do sometimes? We'll involve ourselves in plan B. We won't do it God's way. We want to do it our way. And I'm going to tell you something. Whenever you do it your way, you're going to make a mistake. You have to do it God's way. I don't care how bad it looks. I don't care how off the beaten path it looks. I don't care how it looks like it's the wrong thing to do. How many know when Abraham was told by God to sacrifice this son he loved, it seemed like the wrong thing to do. Yeah. Here, I'm going to be the father of many nations, and I'm getting ready to kill my offspring. But doing things God's way will always produce God's results. I'm going to show you why I said that. Those of you that know the story of Abraham and Sarah and Abraham and Hagar know this, that prior to Isaac coming on the scene, Abraham had another son. His name was Ishmael. But it wasn't by his wife, Sarah. It was by what the Bible calls his handmaid. Her name was Hagar. She was like a woman on the side. Let this sink in. And here's the story, because Abraham started looking at his flesh. He started looking at the fact that he was an old man and Sarah's womb was dead. He was saying, man, God can't mean for us to have the baby with Abraham and Sarah. He must mean for me to have it through Hagar. So they cooked up their own scheme and said, man, Sarah said, Abraham, I'm old. I can't have any kids. You old. Why don't you go into Hagar and have a child by her? Sarah was some kind of woman, wasn't she? And Abraham did it. Y'all know, brothers. Well, okay, if you really say so. So he came together with Hagar, and they produced a son named Ishmael. I'm going to show you something when you don't wait on God. So here, Ishmael comes on the scene. So you got Abraham and Sarah and Hagar and Ishmael all in the same house. Y'all could know it was some kind of house. But later on, years later, Abraham has Isaac. And the Bible says, one day Sarah looks out the window and sees Ishmael, who's a lot older than Isaac, mocking him. Sarah gets mad and says, Abraham, you tell that woman to get out of this house and take her nappy-head son with her. Come on, some of y'all would have did the same thing. So here you got Abraham's miracle and Abraham's mistake all in the same house. But watch what's happening. Abraham's mistake, which is Ishmael,